Welcome to my scientifically informed insider look at mental health topics. If you find this video to be interesting or helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, what are the signs that somebody's attracted to you? So this is a fairly popular question and one that's answered on what seems to be an endless quantity of blogs and YouTube videos. We see 5 major signs that somebody's attracted to you, 7 unexpected signs, 28 surprising signs, 20 obvious signs. It's funny to me how they always put a word in between the number and the signs. As one might imagine, many of these so-called signs are not supported by evidence. So perhaps more the title should read something like 12 made-up signs that somebody's attracted to you. But either way, the scientific literature really only supports a few signs of attraction as being even somewhat valid. And this area of study is called intimacy motivation. A lot of the different opinions on the signs of attraction leave out a lot of important factors that need to be considered before we even worry about the signs. So I'm going to divide this video into 2 sections. 4 important factors to consider when evaluating signs that somebody's attracted to you, and 5 signs that somebody's attracted to you. The type of attraction, of course, I'm referring to here is romantic attraction. So in terms of the important factors, number 1, we have to consider sensitivity to stimuli. So I've seen people that believe that everything is a sign of attraction. This is more common in somebody who has grandiose narcissistic characteristics or histrionic personality traits, but it can be associated with a lot of different personality structures. So somebody in this situation might say, hey, look, that person blinked. They're attracted to me, right? So really a high sensitivity to detecting these signs. I've also seen people that believe that nobody would ever be attracted to them. And this is more common with personality constructs like vulnerable narcissism or low self-esteem. I've seen people who were sent flowers, candy, who had somebody else ask them out on a date, and they still didn't believe that person was attracted to them. So both people's attraction actually plays a part in sensitivity, right? So I'm going to illustrate this by using a person A, person B scenario. So if person A is attracted to person B, person A is going to be more sensitive to signs that person B is attracted to person A, right? So person A's sensitivity to signs of attractiveness will increase because of their own attraction to person B. The second important factor is context. So if you're on a date with somebody, there's a fair chance that they will be attracted to you. After all, they went on the date in the first place. If you're meeting with somebody like your accountant, your car mechanic, your real estate agent, there's a reduced chance that that person will be attracted to you. So where somebody is important to consider. The context is important to consider. Number 3 here for important factors would be baseline behaviors. So when person A is evaluating person B, when person A is looking for those signs of attraction, person A needs to consider what's normal for person B. If person B makes a lot of eye contact with everybody, they're talkative with everybody, then if person B does that with person A, it might not mean anything because it doesn't deviate that much from baseline behavior. Similarly, if person B never looks at anybody and never talks to anybody, but then they stare and talk to person A, that may be a sign that we give a little bit more weight to. The 4th important factor is reciprocity, and this is kind of similar to the idea that if you're attracted to somebody else, you're going to be more sensitive to the signs. When considering what signs that person A may be giving off that they're attracted to person B, we also have to consider if person B is showing signs of attraction to person A. If person A believes that person B is attracted to them, all other things being equal, person A will be more attracted to person B. And therefore, person A will put off more signs of attraction, right? So again, reciprocity. So considering all that, now we can move on to the 5 signs that somebody may be attracted to you. The problems with these types of lists, of course, including this one, the signs of attraction, is that these signs could also point to other constructs. These signs could indicate that somebody's attracted to you, yes, but they could also indicate somebody's trying to manipulate you, that somebody's attracted to be a friend but not a romantic partner, that somebody's trying to sell you something, that somebody's just having a good day. So there are a lot of possibilities, and this is important to keep in mind. So now moving to the first sign. So sign number 1 may seem a little bit odd, but I'm trying to look at this scientifically. The number 1 sign that person B would find person A attractive would be that if person A was physically attractive. Physical attractiveness is by far the best predictor that any particular person will be attracted to another. Regardless of how attractive somebody is, I think the reality of this is discouraging to people because it makes human beings appear shallow, at least when it comes to mate selection. But the science here is actually incredibly clear. When we consider that personality predicts the outcome of a relationship much better than physical attractiveness, this may really explain why many relationships fail. There's too much of an emphasis on physical attractiveness. Sign number 2, here we have the volume and content of conversation. So all things being equal, the more somebody talks to you about non-business related topics, so personal information, the better the chances are that they're attracted to you. Obviously, there's some specific things that somebody could say that really increase the chances. For example, if somebody says they're attracted to you, that's a good sign, assuming that you want them to be attracted to you. This one seems kind of obvious, but there are a lot of people out there who are distrusting, so they look at that and think that somebody must have an ulterior motive. But most of the time, I think when somebody says they're attracted to you, they're probably telling the truth. Another part of this would be if somebody mentions their relationship status, like they keep saying that they're single or divorced, that's a fairly good sign. Another fairly good sign would be if somebody says that you remind them of somebody else who is attractive to them, right? So this could be a person they had a prior relationship with, or it could be somebody who's clearly attractive in general, like a popular actor or actress. Number 3, the third sign is that the person laughs at all of your jokes, even if the jokes really aren't that funny. This is a reasonably good sign. We actually know that laughter in general is a good sign in the context of conversation. Similarly, smiling has actually been supported in the research literature as a reasonably good sign of intimacy motivation. So smiling and laughing, both are good signs. The fourth sign is when somebody tries to be physically close to you or tries to touch you. So this is more than just sitting next to somebody at a table or on a bus or something like that, but it's rather moving a little bit closer to somebody than would be normal or expected for the situation. For example, forward body leaning and making physical contact, like touching somebody on the arm, especially if the touch is done in a tender way. So sign number 5 is eye contact. And this one is on just about every list we see on the internet on this topic. Eye contact is a sign of attraction, and it can indicate attraction even when it's quite subtle. We see sometimes on many of these lists, they talk about holding eye contact for 3 or 4 seconds, or 5 or 6 seconds. That seems like quite a bit. So they're really focused on the amount of time that somebody maintains eye contact as evidence of attraction. But what actually tends to matter is how much longer somebody maintains eye contact than what would be normal for the situation. So even if somebody maintained eye contact for a half a second longer than you would expect under the circumstances, that could actually be meaningful. Now, related to eye contact would also be the idea of somebody looking at your face. So if somebody's looking at your face as you're looking away, that is a sign of attraction, but it may be a little difficult to detect, right? Because, again, you're looking away. So it's really something you might pick up in your peripheral vision, or maybe you see a reflection and see them looking at you, or somebody else tells you they were looking at you. So you have to be a little bit more creative or determined to pick up that particular sign. But I found that's also a sign of attraction. So eye contact while talking and while listening, but also just looking at somebody's face when they're looking away. So those are my 2 lists, the 4 important factors when evaluating signs of attraction, and the 5 signs that somebody's attracted to you. I know whenever I talk about topics like intimacy motivation, there will be a variety of opinions. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate really interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found this description of intimacy motivation to be interesting. Thanks for watching.